You're on mute, Harry.
Good morning. Well, you could have stepped in.
No, it's all good.
It's been a while. I've been down with the flu and crap like that. So if you see me coughing, hacking, I do apologize for that here, but it's been a while. We were talking with
Yeah.
Royce last night. Obviously, we didn't get together for the Colorado Springs match just because it was midweek. And I don't think we did the Union Omaha because it was also midweek, and last week San
Correct.
Antonio did not have a game. So the last one we talked about was the Miami Nightmare. But Royce, how are you?
Doing all right, man. Knock on wood, our household does not have the flu, and we do not have strep, unlike your household. So tough little stretch for you guys. Tough little stretch for the Austin household.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week in the Austin household. AJ was off school all week after
Oh
being
wow.
out the Friday there, so he basically and like normally when he's off, he'll be playing games and stuff. But yeah, this week he was just laying on the couch, laying in the bed, just
Sure.
nothing. But yeah.
Yeah.
So just to kind of get started, as you guys have probably know, we are trying to promote local businesses or events. So for this episode, we're going to be promoting the Mike Taylor's Barbecue Cook-Off, which is on May 17th. 10 o'clock, the location is the Salvation Army Peacock Red Shield Youth Center at 615 Peacock Avenue. Royce, I know you have been part of this for at least 3 years that I know of, maybe even longer.
Yeah, like
Uh,
5 years, something. It's been a while. Yeah. So this is an annual thing we like to put together. Mike Taylor's radio personality, TV personality, sports personality here in San Antonio, and he's been in town for the better part of 20 years. But this is uh, an event that's near and dear to our hearts. This really helps out the youth here in town. Salvation Army has like an after school program club that they have kids that need somewhere to go after school. They can't go home; their parents aren't available, or they just need some sort of studying guidance or whatnot. And there's a lot of programming. There's a lot of stuff that they get to learn. They also have summer camps and stuff. So really helps out the kids in the city, and it's any economic level can get helped out if they need it. So it's just a really good thing to give back. Especially now with a lot of the government funding money and
mm-hmm.
a lot of the available charitable money is kind of drying up. So fundraising is just that much more important these days. But just about the event itself, it is a barbecue cook-off. We're gonna have about 30 teams out there. There's going to be 4 competitions of different things they have to cook, and it's going to be judged by a bunch of celebrity judges. Some of the judges include some sports entertainment personnel, a lot of local news, a lot of local actors and social media types. Um, so it's just going to be a good time had by all. We're going to have live music. We'll have a DJ out there. We'll have a little kids zone with bouncy houses and stuff, food trucks. The good part about going to the event is that I'll try to wrap this up real quick.
Oh, you're fine.
Is you can basically sample everything that all of the barbecue teams are cooking that they're turning in. So it's basically you pay for the ticket inside, you get inside, you get a free shirt, and then it's basically all the barbecue you can want to eat, and you just have a good time hanging out. At the same rate, along with that, we also have a barbecue plate sale. So if you can't go to the event, you can just drive up and buy some plates. And that helps out tremendously as well. We'll have chicken, sausage, rice, and beans out there for those plates. So if you're interested, please reach out to me on social media or just reach out to the Salvation Army there off Peacock. and you can get all the details. I know
I
there's
got
some
the
signage
information
around the
here.
location, so and then we'll post the location here
I have it.
on the live show. So
I have it here. If you
okay.
go on to give.salvationarmytexas.org and go under the events, you'll see where it has the Mike Taylor BBQ barbecue cook-off, which is from Saturday, May 17th, 10 a.m. starting to 5 p.m. Gives a couple links where you can purchase if you scroll down through there. If you do have questions, it does give the number 210-672-2910. I'm assuming that goes to representatives with the Salvation Army that are in charge of this here. And then if you do want to sponsor, they do give the tiers that you can do. But if you want to enter, I'm not sure if all 30 teams have entered for that here, but it's $150 to enter. You can choose from 5 categories: beef brisket, chicken, pork spare ribs, beans, and cook's choice, not a specialty for that here. And VIP ticket, which is what Royce was talking about, the entry, access to the VIP tent, and a one event t-shirt, which is $25. Entry ticket is $15 if you just want to enter there. And then the barbecue plate that Royce is talking about that you can just pick up, $10, which includes a leg quarter, sausage, rice, and beans, and all the fixings. Now that is for pickup is between 11 and 3. And of course, if you can volunteer your time to do that, to reach out to Royce or Mike along those lines here. Obviously, if you're aware of this, you probably know them or follow them on social media or know them around town. Mike is an interesting guy, I'll just say, as far as following for that here.
He's a good dude.
He's a great guy, but some of his takes are just a little bit
Sure.
little out there. But hey, he gets paid to do that, so that's
correct.
He's got to have them.
Correct. And his one of his credos is kind of neutrality is the enemy. You either want to be hated or loved, because either way, somebody has a feeling about you. When people kind of don't have a feeling about you, you're not going to make it in the media. So anyway.
I will say he's not at the level of Skip Bayless along those lines here, so let me just kind of put some things here, or Skip Jimenez if you're through here for the hair. Good morning, Diet Kool-Aid, or Diet Red Kool-Aid, and Matt. Good morning to both of you. We're here to talk about Jaeger, the Jägermeister Cup, how it works.
Speaking of beverages, yeah.
Speaking of beverages, I got to figure out who won the FTC 210. We're giving away a Jaeger at the last match. Who is going to score? And I said, what happens if they don't score? Which was looking good at the first half. And somebody said La Cava, but La Cava was out. But it did have a 3-2 win. 13 in a row, 14 in a row for SanAntonio over Colorado Springs. But looking at the groups here, so basically the Jägermeister Cup is a cup generated for USL professional teams. It does not have League 2 teams in it. It just has the professional teams, which is League 1, 14 teams currently, and 24 teams. Excuse me.
In the championship. Yep.
From championship. It is broken up into 6 different groups. So meaning that if you win your group, and there are 2 wild cards that go through. So if you don't win the group through there are 2 groups with 7 teams. SanAntonio happens to be part of it. If you look at it, it's out west, which if you look at the geographic here, if you're watching on the show, let me see if I can move that over here.
Yeah, the 2 groups out west have 7 teams. That's Group 1, which is AV Alta, Las Vegas Lights, Monterey Bay, Oakland Roots, Orange County, Sacramento Republic, and Spokane Velocity. That's Group 1, and they are out far west.
They're out west, yeah.
And then kind of medium west, I guess, Midwest, we can call it, is Group 2, and that's one SAFC is in. So that group is SAFC, Colorado Springs, El Paso, New Mexico, Phx Rising, new to the USL pyramid, Texoma FC in near Lake Texoma, Texas, and Union Omaha, who we already played in the U.S. Open Cup and unfortunately got eliminated by. Quickly going over just the other groups. Group 3, Birmingham Legion, Chattanooga Red Wolves, Ford Madison, Indy 11, 1 Knoxville, and FC Tulsa, which FC Tulsa kind of seems like the
favorite.
That's kind of, yeah. Well, the favorite, but also they're the furthest out of the way of everybody there. Yeah. Group 4 is Detroit City, Hartford Athletic, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Portland Hearts of Pine, which that's Portland, Maine, Rhode Island, and Westchester SC. Group 5, who had the first game of the Jägermeister Cup this year, is Charlotte Independence, who beat North Carolina FC
2-1.
2-1, and also in the group is Lexington, Loudoun, Louisville City, and Richmond Kickers. And then finally, Group 6 is kind of the Southeast group. Charleston Battery, Greenville, Triumph, Miami FC, the Miami FC, FC Naples, South Georgia Tormenta, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
The struggling Tampa Bay Rowdies for that.
That's been interesting. I know they already have a new coach.
New coach through here. So wild. To me, the big things as far as the takeaway that you want to look out for. Number 1, there are 2 wild cards, and it's going to be by points, and the tiebreaker is most goals. So that's kind of unique when it comes to this format here. Is you want to continue to pile goals on because yes, head to head is the tiebreaker 1. Total wins, which would make sense because you're looking at points. But if you know, let's say because we don't play Texoma, we don't play Texoma. So let's say SanAntonio and Texoma both go 4-0. They have the same points. They don't have head to head. The next tiebreaker is total goals scored. So that's what makes this one a little bit more unique compared to others. Also, I won't. Does it go to extra time or PKs? I forget the.
I think it's straight to PKs, but that would be good to just double check on that one. But I thought I read where it just goes straight to PKs after.
Yes.
After
so if the game is tied at the end of regulation, the PK shootout will occur. Mm-hmm. So if you win in regulation, 3 points. Shootout win 2. A shootout loss is 1. So that's kind of like the hockey, right? Hockey does
that. A shootout win in hockey, you still get the 2 points. A win in hockey in regulation is 2 points. A loss in a shootout or overtime is 1 point, and then a loss in regulation, 0 points for hockey. But we're not talking about hockey. This is Jägermeister.
Well, there's one sport that has that, yeah. So that's the thing here, and then obviously it's sponsored by Jägermeister, and they have a prize. Do you want to tell them what the prize is?
The prize for the winner is $100,000 cash, along with other undisclosed prizes. But the big prize is $100,000 cash for the winner of the Jägermeister Cup in 2025.
And this is the second one here, just to be fair. The current champion, Northern Colorado Hellstorm, is the U.S. soccer tradition, is no longer in the league due to other off-field shenanigans along those lines. So they're still around, so they didn't fold, but they did not meet the USL standards as far as an organization.
We can leave it at that. That's good. Some accounting, fuzzy numbers and stuff. Yep. And we'll just leave it at didn't live up to standards. So, yep.
Your thoughts on the cup here?
I'm excited for it. Another cup. This is very similar to kind of the Carabao Cup in the English FA pyramid, except the Carabao Cup is only Premier League, so that would be like if the Carabao Cup was Premier League and the Championship. So it's exciting, especially because we're at the U.S. Open Cup, which sucks, but there's another cup competition to redeem ourselves, to try to get some more hardware out there. So I think it's great.
So next up, and we're going to be talking about is our first match, which is against Phx Rising. Kicks off tonight at 9:00 Central Time. I think that's 7:00 Pacific time, because I don't think they're Mountain right now.
Not right now. No, they revert to Pacific time for the summer, and then in the winter they go to Mountain time. Which, sure.
So we played them a couple of weeks ago, April 6th, at Toyota Field. Lost 2-1 in a game that I think most of us thought we would win, because Phoenix at that time was not healthy, had red cards, but they got a penalty, questionable penalty. We got a penalty, and then Margarita scored off of, I think it was goal of the week for that here. And according to Bluish Moon, Jarrell Margarita is the player to watch for Phoenix and for SanAntonio. Mitch Tainer, who was not in that match, who would have shut down that goal, in my opinion,
100%,
is rumored to be playing. He played the last match, so you would expect him to play for that here. So, thoughts on facing Phoenix? I know we're not going to go into a whole lot of the deep dive into Phoenix, just because, number one, we don't know how serious SAFC is going to take this. And number two, we just recently played them.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, if you really want the preview, you can go back and listen to our show back then. It's going to be minus the 2 red cards that they had to deal with, because obviously new competition. There's no red cards or even yellow cards that have anything to do with the competition. So everyone's available, minus injuries. For SAFC, the preliminary injury report has Lakava on it, Buckmaster, and Suahi. So they're all questionable for the match. But I thought SAFC should match up really well with Phoenix. It's not the case. That first half was really rough for SAFC, so this is kind of a revenge game. This is put up or shut up. Show us that was a fluke on the national televised game where we lost against Phoenix. So I think they need to come out and they really need to make themselves seen. See if we can put a full 90 minutes together, equal to that second half against Colorado Springs in the last game. So,
and one interesting note is cards in the Jägermeister Cup are separate from cards in league action. So there is, and the reason why I know this is there's a Rhode Island player that got a red card in the last match, and it carries over not to their Jägermeister game. It carries over to their match with SanAntonio FC when SAFC travels, I think it's next week, to Tidewater Stadium to open that game up.
Yeah. The 5th?
Is that May 3rd.
3rd. That's it.
Which is, when is the 3rd?
3rd is Saturday.
Next Saturday. Yeah, so next Saturday for that here. So they will travel to Rhode Island. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you get a card, it is only because this is a cup competition.
Correct.
It is tied to that, which I don't think a lot of people understood that here. So, Mitch, Alex, don't go crazy. But if you get a yellow, it's all right.
Correct.
Anything else you got on Phoenix? Please check out Jonathan Check's Bluish Moon at bluishmoonblog.wordpress.com. He did a great write-up here with a photo from Rance Ristal, SAFC, although it's highlighting Phx Rising players, but they earned it for it here. His key is what might make more sense to the energetic later is given how many goals Phoenix has conceded at the end of the halves this home season. SAFC generally has a problem with how it starts matches. So Saturday marked the 5th match in a row where it's conceded the opening goal. with 3 of those matches saw San Antonio down 2-0. Now they have won 2 of those, surprisingly, for that here. But yes, Jonathan makes that a great point that San Antonio can't keep giving up the first goal and then turn around and giving up a cheap second goal. And I know Coach Lemos has mentioned that a couple of times already in the feedbacks here, but for that. So moving on to the predictions stage here for that here, unless you have one other thing.
Nope. Good. Let's go to predictions.
So Detroit City is hosting Pittsburgh, championship versus championship.
Give me Detroit.
Yeah, I think going Detroit at home too. Hartford is playing Portland Hearts of Pines. I think I'm going to go with Portland for that here, just as even though Hartford's at home, but Hartford hasn't shown me they can do anything.
Give me Hartford.
Lexington and Loudoun. Loudoun, the surprise leader of the East.
It's kind of one of my dark horse picks that I made. Obviously, we didn't do our freaking preview show, so nobody heard it, but it was always going to be one of my dark horses. Give me Loudoun.
Yeah, I think Loudoun. I don't think Lexington hasn't showed up here. Naples and Charleston Battery. I'm going to go Charleston on this one here. I don't know a lot about Naples. I know they're doing okay, but they're a young club. But Charleston, who signed
Rubio Rubin, former
another
USMNT
forward
international and now apparently Guatemalan international.
You going Charleston or Naples at home?
Yeah, Charleston. Let's not overthink this.
And probably one of the most interesting matches, Ford Madison and Indy 11.
That'll be fun. You know what? Give me the Flamingos.
That's who I'm going
know
with
about
too.
that, but just for chaos, give me the Flamingos.
One Knox and FC Tulsa, kind of a sleeper match here. I'm going One Knox with it in Knoxville.
I respect your opinion, but that's really stupid. Give me Tulsa.
And a old school rivalry that a lot of people don't know, Louisville City hosts the Richmond Kickers.
I mean, Louisville. Yeah, duh.
A League One matchup, South Georgia Tormenta versus Greenville.
Trying to think of who was better last season. Didn't Greenville beat everybody except for the eventual winner?
Greenville's historically the better team, but South Georgia Tormenta is one of those sneaky teams that'll catch you.
Give me Greenville.
I think I'm going to go with South Georgia.
Sounds good.
Because we both can't have the same picks.
Nope.
All right, here the bottom feeders of the East, although the team in the bottom is not the team that you expect. Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting the Miami FC.
Give me the Miami FC.
I was going to do that. Now I'm going to go with Tampa.
Oh, no.
Because one of us has to be right. Texoma hosts El Paso.
Give me whoever you're not going for in that one.
I'm going El Paso because Texoma is a struggle right now.
They're not good, but give me Texoma. That's fine.
Making me work doing all these double things here.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Blame me.
And then probably one of the interesting as far as our groups, New Mexico hosts Union Omaha. That one will be a good match.
Yeah, give me New Mexico.
Yeah, I think going on the road, both are used to baseball stadiums. So
gross.
Let me get through there. Orange County and Las Vegas.
Honestly, two of the more disappointing teams out west this season so far. Give me Vegas.
Yeah, I think Orange County just hasn't done it.
They haven't. They lost to the Roots. They gave the Roots the first win.
Phoenix, and there's no draws in this, obviously, here. Could go to extra points. So Phoenix and San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah, I think San Antonio. Although it wouldn't shock me this goes to PKs.
Sure.
Sacramento and was it Altavilla?
AV Alta.
AV Alta.
Mm-hmm.
At Sacramento.
New Sac Republic, yeah.
And then was it Worcester versus Rhode Island FC with Worcester hosting.
Yeah, Rhode Island. I don't think Worcester's got it.
And another interesting one. Birmingham Legion and the Chattanooga Red Wolves.
Speaking of teams that have fired their coach recently, and then the Red Wolves are coming off of their win against their crosstown rival,
Chattanooga FC in the Open Cup. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Man, give me a cup set. Give me the Red Wolves.
Red Wolves, wow. Where are they at? They're there. I said once Birmingham fired their coach, I'd be on them a little bit more. So I'm going to go Legion.
Okay.
The team that's in the middle of nowhere, Spokane and Oakland Roots.
I mean, Spokane, who's by them? I guess technically
nobody.
Seattle Sound.
Well, I mean, they're out on an island.
Yeah, for the USL.
They're group, nobody. Yeah. Sacramento's the closest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and for League One, it's even worse than that because you got AV Alta.
Yep, and there's definitely no direct flights to Spokane, so yikes. Yeah, give me a...
Matt's talking about road trip, but he never leaves San Antonio.
Yeah, I know. Put up or shut up. Put together a road trip, and then maybe I'll go. Give me Oakland. Give me the Roots.
Yeah, they've turned it around a little bit. They've got...
they're looking a little better.
Looking a little more organized. Better.
And then are we going to stop it there because the next game is technically the second...
right, but it's before our next recording for the preview.
Fair enough.
So Vegas and
AV Alta.
AV Alta.
Give me Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm picking Vegas. Go 2-0. Wow.
So, and then so that kind of wraps us up here. Just to kind of end the show, kind of how we started it here. Mike Taylor's Barbecue Cook-Off, Saturday, May 17th, 10 a.m. to 5. If you do have questions, you can call 210-672-2910. There are sponsorships if you want to reach out, or barbecue team entries, tickets, which you can purchase through the Salvation Army Texas website. Final thoughts, Royce, before we get you out of here.
Tough.
At least I didn't say Matt.
Yikes. No, just honestly, the biggest thing that we're trying to sell with the barbecue are the barbecue plates. So just come by for at least the barbecue plate. That's really the big thing we're trying to sell. Online, you can buy tickets, or like I said, reach out to me on social media. You can buy them through me. Just let me know when we get that sorted. I appreciate y'all, everyone supporting it, and it's a cause that's near and dear to my heart, and it's a good cause, and it's always a fun event, so for sure. But my final thought for this show was Fiesta safely, San Antonio. Don't drink and drive. Uber or Lyft.
Call a friend.
Call a cab. And I think most likely during Fiesta, a lot of the events, they'll actually have free Ubers or free Lyfts available. So look for that. But please be safe. Don't ruin your life. Don't ruin somebody else's life for one night of fun. Be safe. Fiesta responsibly, but at the same rate, Viva Fiesta.
Matt mentions watch party at the Rock. Most of the guys will be there for that here. I actually hadn't heard that, so maybe I'll go out it. But it's a late night night game.
Late.
And AJ may have a game Well, there is a game up
I
in
was gonna say
Round.
he ain't playing. Yeah.
He may be playing. We'll see. I have a feeling today he'll magically. Oh, I'm good now. For that here, now
Mm,
school's out, but we'll see.
yeah.
For that here, but my final thought, like I said here, be safe with Fiesta. Um, Stay hydrated because that was one of the things that got AJ down real bad. Is he was outside doing yard work. It wasn't super hot, super humid. Uh, but he did yard work at grandma's, did a little bit of yard work with us, went out and was just coaching juniors. Didn't drink enough water, and unfortunately, that kind of accelerated the illnesses and for that here. So please stay hydrated, and not necessarily with the adult beverages. Stay hydrated with water and along those lines, healthier drinks, because especially if your children playing around. Just it's important to keep up the immune systems and stuff like that here. So, but we are going to be out of here. We may have a show. Well, we'll have a show tomorrow night. I might talk to the guys see if they want to do a show tonight. Matt, safe travels to Houston because I know that's where you're going. I believe you're going to Houston because of the Houston and Broccoli match for that here. But what's life without goals? We're out of here. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next day or two.
See ya.